I've always wanted a drone, and there's two things that always stopped me: the price and what would I even do with it. So 3 days ago, I bought the DJI Neo 2. And it's about $200 to $300 depending on which version you get. And it is basically the size of a sandwich, but it uses AI to fly around and track you. This is the most fun I've had with a gadget in a long time. Also, I paid for this myself, but if you're interested, there's a link in the description with updated pricing. I already have cameras and they're great, but having something that follows you around like a cameraman, that's a little bit different. I wanted it for my e-bike rides or hiking or walking or just generally traveling. I wanted footage of myself from the outside perspective, not just from a handlebar POV or me holding a selfie stick. That's kind of the whole reason, I think, to get this drone. Now, there are three options that you can buy. There's the drone only, so drone with a battery pack. There's the Fly More combo, which is the drone and 3 batteries and a charger. And then there's the Fly More combo with a controller. I wouldn't recommend just buying the drone because the battery has maybe 12 to 15 minutes of real-time use depending on how you use it or the weather conditions. And that's not enough to really enjoy this. The Fly More combo gives you 2 extra batteries and a charger. The third option has a controller, which is worth it because DJI controllers work across the whole lineup. So it's a real investment and not just an accessory. But I chose the Fly More combo because I can also control it from the drone as well as I can control it from the app. Anywhere from 35 to 45 minutes of real-time use might not seem like a lot. First of all, you don't notice it, time flies away. The rotation I use is generally, of course, 1 battery in the drone that's flying. Then I can swap out a fresh one when that battery dies, but then I'm charging a batteries with the portable charger, so I can keep going for hours really, because if you use a higher wattage charger and cable, it charges all of the batteries simultaneously rather than one-on-one. The fun part of this is the gesture control, or telekinesis I like to call it. You can raise your arm and it follows your direction. Go left, right, up, down. You can make it stop by making a fist. 2 palms pushing in will have it come to you, and 2 palms pushing out will have it go back. And then it already has pre-programmed flight patterns, so you can take several amazing shots of you, of the landscape, and then if you want, with the option to manually control it. And for a light drone, I took it out on a local trail after a day of messing with it at home. The wind was practically trying to blow this thing away, but even in an open field with strong wind, the footage barely shakes. This drone was fighting for its life, but you would never know that by watching the clips. But heavy wind will affect how much or how smoothly it's able to fly, so consider that. Oh, also it has obstacle avoidance, so while it's filming you, trying to keep you in frame, it's trying to keep itself alive. But even still, it's pretty durable, because I've clipped it on some trees, it's bounced off my wall on the first day, and it just keeps going. I will recommend when you get this, especially if you're trying to have it track you, make sure you have your arm out stretched, or else it can't get a lock on you and it goes haywire. But my favorite part of this was the reason I mostly got it is just to catch me on the bike. This is the main reason, and it's mostly great. Rear follow is the best shot. It follows you from behind, it's cinematic. No matter how fast you're going, it will have you in frame. Front and side tracking works well at normal speeds, also without strong winds. High speed front shots start struggling around 15 to 20 miles per hour. But for walking or running, actually, I don't think that will be an issue. So gesture mode doesn't work while riding, which kind of makes sense since you need your hands. But the app on the phone works great while riding, and you're able to really construct cool movements or scenes or just have it follow you in a way that you would prefer. I did find the app hard to read in bright sunlight at first, but you'll figure it out fast. Some people online are upset that it doesn't have S-Log or whatever, but the image quality is perfect for social media or just for memories. Showing this to my family and friends, they all think it's cool. They thought it looked incredible. So for social media, for YouTube, for showing to your friends, it's more than enough. If you're trying to be a cinematographer, then this might not be your tool. And of course you can pay more for that. But if you want to just look amazing on your rides or hikes or walks or vacations, then this absolutely looks incredible. The real trade-off is the battery life. 12 to 15 minutes is the real time I found consistently. So you were kind of always thinking about the battery just a little bit. The rotation system helps, but you're still managing it. But honestly, most of the shots I took, I didn't need the full 10 to 15 minutes. But that's the honest cost of a sandwich-sized flying camera for $300. And I knew this going in, and I would still buy this 10 times over. 3 days in, biggest smile I've had from a gadget in a long time. If you're always curious about drones, but the price or the what could I even use it for, then this shouldn't stop you for this one. It's not for people who want to do serious videos, but for people who want a camera person that they don't have to hire. Let the video do the talking and let me know if you have any questions or things you want me to test out.